shit'll never be the same. Cause I lost my brother to the game. All I see is flames, nothing but fire burning in my eyes. Standing in the rain, I got tears running down my face when I hear your name.
Daddy's podcast, baby. And this is your guy. This is your guy.
It's the fella Mozzarella from Sacramento, California.
Mozzarella.
Shout out Cali.
Cali. Yes. Yes.
Welcome to Daddy's podcast. How you feeling, my brother?
I feel great.
Outside.
I feel great. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here.
Well, we got a Cali guy in the cold weather coming to the south side of Chicago here.
Man, I'm freezing out
here. We got attorney Harold Grigsby in the building, definitely. Man, young man out here doing this thing. Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Young man doing this thing.
Yes, sir.
In his early 20s, a lawyer. You can't get no better. You can't get no better, man. Because if I seen you on the street, I wouldn't think you was a damn lawyer.
Wow, powerful statement.
Not till I start talking to you. Once you start talking to me, like, hey, man.
Okay, I appreciate that.
This cat working out a different bag, man. And that's dope, man. That's good.
Talk to us, man. You from Cali, then D.C., and now you done flew out here. How was your flight this morning, bro?
Yeah. I'm from California, Stockton, California. It's Northern California, near Sacramento, Oakland, San Francisco area. I currently live in Washington, D.C. That's where I'm attorney at. And, I flew out this morning to come see Greg and Put. I was very inspired by the podcast and wanted to pull up and spend some time with y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all letting me to y'all space. And before we start, I did want to send out my love and condolences to a classmate of mine, Kaya Duggins, and her family. Unfortunately, she was one of the people on the flight that crashed in DCA. And I didn't know much about Kaya at Harvard, but I did know that she had a beautiful smile and that all she was known for was her commitment to the work. She was very, very dedicated to the cause and working for people who couldn't afford proper representation. So I did want to send some love and care out to her and her loved ones and all the victims of the flight as well.
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope. That speaks a lot on your character, definitely. My condolences from Daddy Podcast, Pud.
Man, condolences
to you.
Tragic. That was, man.
And not only to her, it was so many.
Yes.
So to everybody that was on
the flight, the skaters, that's like the second plane crash that went down with ice skaters on it. The first one happened in 1968. It was a ice skating team.
Yeah, I feel like I heard about that.
Yeah,
like a documentary about that or something.
And so this is the second one, man. So yeah, and there was a lot of kids on there and mothers with their kids. It's just a tragic event.
And it's almost ironic. Like I said, a very strong, powerful woman like her, who's a civil rights attorney. Her name is being almost used in vain by like the Trump administration, by trying to blame the crash on DEI and things like that.
Yeah.
When families are still grieving, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like I said, I just want to send an extra love and care to her family and her loved ones, because I know she had a lot of love in this world, so I wanted to get out a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely. So getting here, talk to me. How is it since you done flew in? I know it's rainy out here in Chicago today, but how was the flight? Man. How getting up this morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, get on the plane?
Anytime I think about Chicago, I think about how cold it is. But I've been to Chicago a couple times for like work or coming in for like a conference or to see some people for a few days. It's my first time being like really sit down in Chicago. And Mr. Greg has been cool. He gave me the whole tour. So we went to his school. I got to talk to some of his students. Then we went to his barber shop, got my hair cut, needed that because I was looking a little rugged. And then we went to his partner house. We got to go, kick it with some of his childhood friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what he living like. And now we're at the podcast, man, so I feel like I got to get the whole little Chicago experience. So I appreciate that.
No, you ain't your space. Chicago, the whole of Chicago.
Not the whole Chicago.
You got to come back in the summertime.
Okay.
Ain't nothing like summertime shy, baby. Nothing like summertime
I heard.
Nothing like summertime shy, man. So you got to come back in the summertime. So you
pull up.
The full experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't nothing like summertime shy.
Ain't nothing like we got too many picnics. And it's just summertime shy is different, dog.
But I feel like just him kicking it in the Wild Hundred, seeing the South Side, seeing our friends,
Yes,
you know, from grammar
yes.
school, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing the regular, just getting
Just
them
seeing the other
entrenched.
side. Just seeing the real
the
side
that you
of
won't
us.
see.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But what made you reach out, brother? First of all, I appreciated just starting this podcast. I had no idea that I'll be sitting next to a young black attorney at law. So that definitely made me feel good. And that's, again, coming off the back of my buddy right here. You saw me at the picnic. Man, Greg, I got a spot for you. And it's been 2 years in a row. I think, like, when brothers come together, it's like there's nothing that we can't do. So I just want to send a shout out to both of you all for coming to talk to me about, you know, shedding a light on the black community and the black man in the black community. Daddy's podcast, that's what we're about. Just shedding light, shedding positivity, but also positivity, but keeping it real.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Going back to Harold, just keeping it real. This is the Wild Hunters. This is the south side of Chicago. Look like we walking in gangways. We in the basement. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did. You know, not in a dangerous situation, but our situation. You know exactly where I was at.
And to speak to that,
Go ahead.
and to speak to that, I do think, like I said, I've been to Chicago a couple times. I lived in LA. I'm from Stockton. I do think it's a reason like you shouldn't be in these type of areas unless you there serving the people, doing something for the people. I know that Chicago, because the rap scene got bigger, people come out here and take pictures in front of murals and old block and stuff like that. When people really living in struggling situations, you might think you out there being cute taking a picture when you really dangling something in front of somebody who ain't got nothing. So that's another reason I wasn't out here beforehand. If I'm not serving the people, if I'm not doing something to collaborate with the community, well, I'm not going to be running around the neighborhood like it's just all good, because I know every neighborhood can get like that sometimes, you know, so it's a respect thing as well.
Especially old block.
Yeah, that's been real for a long time.
Yeah.
So what made you, what did you see that made you come out here to the podcast? What words did you want to share? What is it that you saw in us to make you say, I want to fly out, spend some money, get a hotel, put it that way, pay for nothing. Thank you very much.
No, that's all love.
On his own dime.
On his own dime.
But he a
you know what I'm
lawyer.
saying?
This kid is a lawyer, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that buddy that he done bought us
Man,
mics,
you know what I'm
thank
saying?
you, man. Definitely, brother. But yeah, what did you see, man?
I know, I saw love. So I came across one of y'all episodes, and like I said, I think the word of the day has been emotional intelligence. I think that you both have more emotional intelligence as you all think. You know what I'm saying? I think that as black men or like people in a more oppressed situation, we just learn to naturally deal with things, and we even if we don't know how to explain how to, like. My friend Trey kept reminding me, like, bro, you really good at grieving. Like, you're really good at, like, communicating with people through grief. You should, like, look into that, write a book about that or something like that, right? And around the same time, I came across your podcast. And from my understanding, you started it as a way to honor your son who was lost to gun violence. And that really resonated with me, especially in the episode you had one of his friends when the friend was crying. Even though that's his friend, that's unfortunate. He lost his friend. That was your child, and even in that moment of that tough time, you still found the strength to show him love and try to comfort him in his time of hurt, even though that was your child. And it reminded me of a time when I was at my friend Fat Boy's funeral. I was kind of like feeling sorry for myself, crying. I lost a really good friend of mine. I was his pallbearer, so I'm kind of moping around, And in the midst of that, his dad, who lost his child, still found the strength to pull up to me and be like, "Man, you good? Like, look out for me." And in that moment, it made me put in perspective, like, yeah, I may have lost my friend, but, like, his grandma lost her grandchild, you know what I'm saying? His uncle lost his nephew. His, you know what I'm saying, some women who loved him lost a person they loved, you know what I'm saying? So it just helped me put that more into perspective like that. So I just want to pull up on y'all, man. I think it'd be very therapeutic. I can learn some game from y'all. So that's why I really came.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Appreciate that.
And during that situation, I felt like I was hurt. But I've been in situations when I was a child and, I lost a friend and, you feel like it's your fault, you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot to carry. I would not want that young man to walk around and carry that because I know he carrying something in the inside no matter what I tell him, you know what I'm saying? But it's up to us black men, I feel like, to comfort our young black men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because so many times they're being chastised, they're being fussed at, they're being hollered at, they're being blamed for this, they're being blamed for that. And it takes us as black men to help raise our young men so their minds can grow up to mature and to understand and pass on goodness forward.
Yes.
And and that's what I wanted to do with that situation. You know what I'm saying?
And I think I just love the format. I seem like y'all are trying to interview people y'all have a natural connection with. That's why I want to come and hang out with y'all for a day before the podcast to keep that type of organic feeling. Because if I'd have came just right now, it's like, oh, hey, Mr. Greg, whoopty whoop. But I got to know you a little bit over the day, you know what I'm saying? So now I just feel like a lot more comfortable with a conversation. I'm just chilling with some good dudes, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate y'all allowing me to come down.
Yeah, definitely, man. And growing with, go ahead, DJ.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I heard you glance over a name. You said that you lost a friend. Fat Boy, could you tell us a little bit more about, that man?
Yeah.
And your experience with him?
Yeah, so one of my really good friends, Frank Payne, we called him Fat Boy. He was murdered a few years ago in Baltimore. And it really sent shockwaves through my neighborhood and through my loved ones. Fat Boy was like a really loving, caring person. He always showed love. He always gave when he could. And it was just a reminder, man, that like sometimes even when you are putting good out into the world, it may not be enough. It can still come back and haunt you if you're in the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? So I think that experience just took a lot of toll on me because I've taken losses before, unfortunately, growing up. But to lose a close friend like that, it was really deep. And I had to be a pallbearer for a man who I assumed would be one of my pallbearers. So that was really hard to do. And now I got him tattooed on my arm. And even that's a unique way to grieve, because naturally when you grieve, you have good days, you have bad days, you have days where you just kind of forget, if I'm being honest. But then I look down when I'm working out or doing some work or something, I'll be like, dang, bro, right here looking at me, So I try to carry him everywhere I go, so when they see me, they see him type of thing.
That is awesome, man.
Man,
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I appreciate that. So seeing his dad, did that help you gain a characteristic man, I want to be like that? Because you said the word is emotional intelligence. Did that give you when his father came and tapped you on the arm and told you to continue to be strong and grow, did that show man, this is what a man looks like? Did it give you something to emulate that strength that he had during that time?
Well, I was fortunate if I always had strong black male figures in my life, from my dad to my grandparents to coaches and uncles. So it wasn't like it was the first time that came to my mind, but I will say in a time of grief like that, like I said, he was able to put his own emotions to the side. And like I said, I had to deal with my own grief, Mr. Greg, but I can't imagine what it's like to lose a child. My sister lost a child. My sister Janice has lost a child. My other sister Brittany has lost a child. And that's something I just can't ever fathom, you know what I'm saying? So I can't I could relate. So in a time like that, at his son's funeral, he still found the strength to look out for me. It just kind of put things in perspective, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to have grief, but you got to make space for other things.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Definitely.
So with that being said, what made you want to get into becoming a lawyer, just taking that path? Because, you deal with a lot of tragedy with your friend. What made you just want to change your life around? Because you had to read a lot of fucking books. What made you just want to just buckle down and take that path?
Yeah, so if I'm being honest, I think law was kind of always the idea in my head, but I was too insecure to go about it. Originally, I thought I was going to the league like everybody else, but then I started growing, so I had to get more realistic. But I was always blessed to be naturally gifted at school. School always kind of came organic and natural to me, but I wasn't taking it very serious because life was lifing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Around middle school, high school, when I first started losing friends to gun violence, I first started losing friends to going to mass incarceration and things like that. And I ended up catching a juvenile case when I was a sophomore, junior in high school.
Okay.
I caught a case in San Francisco. I had a very, very zealous advocate. She was an amazing attorney. And the public defense office got her for me. I don't know how that worked, but I actually keep up with her to this day. But I just seen the power of law. The way the DA talked about me, man, you would have thought I was El Chapo. But the way my attorney talked about me, you would have thought that, man, this kid got to get a second chance. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen the impact of that, of having a good attorney versus not having one. Later on that year, one of my really good friends, Keith Denegal, he went down for a murder case for a crime he didn't commit. But when you don't have the proper representation, it's a lot easier to plea out because you don't want to go to trial. And,
right.
You might get 50, 60, 100 years, you know? So pleading out is a natural thing that a lot of people do. Majority of criminal cases actually end up to plea deals.
Damn.
That's interesting.
Very.
Right now, I teach law. And we just watched a documentary on Khalid Browder. a situation that's out in the East Coast where he went to jail and he didn't have enough money to get out of jail. What is your thought? And in my classroom, from that, in my classroom, we're studying Illinois cash bail reform.
Yes, sir.
And we noticed, the students noticed, that a lot of young men, especially black and brown, were getting locked up and really taking plea deals instead of accepting, you know what I'm saying, going to court instead of fighting the case.
Right, right.
So what do you think about that as far as being a lawyer and as far as when a person get arrested, they have a cash bond versus, I guess, a judge determination on if the person should be freed or not?
I think the cash bail system is direct proof that even in the land of the free, freedom costs. If you got enough money, you're gonna be okay in court. For the most part, you can stretch it out. You could beat them down. You could have a retrial. You could recruit the judge. There's all type of ways when you have money, but when you don't, unfortunately, the courts do things on purpose to make sure you plea out.
Yeah.
You might be fighting your case. They'll put you in a cell with somebody who just went to trial and lost and got 60 years. How you reevaluate your decisions. You know what I'm saying? So they play those type of games most definitely.
Hey, hold on. You said you teach law in your class?
Yeah, I teach seniors, I teach law,
Yeah,
and my freshmen, I teach world studies.
Mr. Greg kind of modest,
I tried to get
so
him
we gotta make.
I tried to get him to come to the law class too.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr. Greg, he shy. He be kind of play the humble role, so don't let him get away with not telling
He
you
always
stuff
be
he's
talking
doing.
about I'm quiet.
Yeah.
That's what
Hey, he been
tried
like
to
that
say all
since we
the
was
time.
kids, man. You know. But you get him out of shell, he'll get to talking. But he don't say too much. You know, Greg always been kind of reserved and laid back. That's why.
I be watching.
Yeah.
I be watching. You know what I'm saying? I be listening. I be learning. You know, I speak when I feel like it's something for me to say. There's really nothing for me to say. You know.
But no, it was really inspiring seeing your class how advanced they are at their age. You know what I'm saying? When I was in that age, I couldn't even look that far and think about college and the benefits of that. I didn't know anybody who went to college that didn't play sports or, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't see the benefits long term at that time. So that's good. They're already thinking long term about their futures and their passion and their careers and stuff like that.
And then with someone like you coming up there, talking to them that they can identify with, that's young, and seeing how much that you have accomplished, man, you lit a fire in them.
I appreciate that.
You lit a fire in them because, man, just think if we had a young cat coming to talk to us when we was in high school that went to Harvard, lawyer, you'd be like, damn, we can really do this. But we didn't have that type of people come and talk to us in high school and stuff. So, you know, I mean, that's I admire everything that you're doing, man.
I appreciate that.
Harvard. That's all I'm going to say is Harvard.
Getting into Harvard. But you know what? Before I talk about getting into Harvard, so when he was addressing the class, right, the students was asking questions, right?
I know they were.
So then it was a set of students to the right side of the class. So after everybody got done asking their questions, he walked over to them like, I'm right here. Y'all can't be shy. Ask me the questions, right? And one of the students like, well, you know, such and such, such and such. He's like, oh, now you want to ask me that. But he was teaching them to really open their mouths. A closed mouth.
Closed mouths don't get fed,
It don't get fed. And I really appreciated that you took that extra energy to go over there and speak to them. I thought that was live.
Yeah, I think I learned a really good quote from this black lady at UCLA. I'm so sorry I don't remember her name, but it was just like the best game she ever gave me. I was at the financial aid office, and they had told me my financial aid wasn't working. I was finna leave, and she was like, she grabbed me up like, you got to go fight. You got to have the audacity of a mediocre white man. And I was like, dang, that's some real game, because white folks, they ask for things, and sometimes they get it, and sometimes you don't. But I really learned to, like, if I want something, I'm going to get it. When I felt inspired by your podcast, I said, man, you're an older cat. It was hard to find you. I had to hit you up on Facebook and hit some of your friends, but you know, that's how I wanted to do, so I did it. And that just has paid me off in the long time. A lot of people have invested in me financially or mentorship-wise just because I opened my mind and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I might need some little help. And I think asking for help is kind of hard to do sometimes in our community. So I just want to teach them, like, man, you got a young cat right here trying to get y'all some free game. Ask some questions. I can learn something from y'all, too. I learned something from them today. You know what I'm saying? So it could be like a mutual exchange.
What am I to say after that? I thought that was just so powerful.
What can you say?
I thought that
What
was
can
so
you
powerful.
say?
I promise, man. And I appreciate that energy. Going into, because you explained that, you know, when you was younger, you got in a little trouble, so on and so forth with the law. what was your inspiration to further your education after getting that second chance to attend community college, to attend UCLA, to attend Harvard? When I was reading your, I don't know if it's called college statement letters, but I was, doing my research on you. And I was listening to one of your letters, how you were saying after you got a second chance, how you helped marginalized people, whether it was women, whether it was the Latinx community, whether it was Bloods and Crips, that really inspired me that you felt like, I got a second chance. I'm going to go and help as many marginalized people as I can. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that these my peoples. That's who raised me. That's who showed me love. That's who invested into me. That's who gave me their last when they ain't have it. That's who looked out for me when I was running around too late at night. That's who grabbed me up when mom and dad wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just my way of trying to give back. So I have worked with like Mall Def or Reinvent South Stockton, things like that. And that type of stuff, I feel like is what brings me the most peace, honestly. So honestly, I do it selfishly for myself as well. I love helping the community, but also it's pouring into them and pouring back into me because I could be pouring into the next person who may be struggling on that borderline where I was at the time. So that's kind of probably where that came from.
I think that stuff's so dope.
Man.
Talking to Harold, I don't know, I got a different aspect of life. It was cool. It was different, right? So in my life, I felt like I got a diploma to do the job that I'm actually doing. And we talked about how we thought the education, we just talked about how the American system worked, how you pay in, how you get out. It was so many different,
Uncle Sam,
man.
he
We
is.
just Uncle Sam, he is. We talk about the good parts of it and the bad parts. I got so many questions in my head right now. I done forgot what I was really about to say. But dang, what I was about to say. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. Damn.
Nah, it's good. I got you. You was talking. I got you. This how the chemistry got built today. You was talking about the insurance policy versus getting a degree.
Yes, exactly what I was saying. So thank you for that. Yeah, we was vibing in the car, right? So their level where he is, just I felt like the lawyers, they got their jobs as a great insurance policy. I'm a lawyer now. I can do with this job. I can finesse it to how I wanted to make money. Even though right now I be working for this major law firm, getting comfortable, making this amount of money, I still got an imagination of how I can really use this money to make it work for me. Like I feel like in my job, and I don't know about how, I don't want to speak for you, I feel like my diploma was more of I got it to get this job, and this job is I'm going to get up and I'm going to punch this clock and I'm going to teach the kids until so on and so forth. For them, I felt like, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to do this, but then I could kind of venture off and do that. Insurance policy. Did you follow what I was saying?
I follow what you're
Exactly
saying.
what I'm saying.
My job, I work for the railroad, so I didn't get a diploma and all that. Yeah.
Our parents told us, go get up, go get a job, work for somebody so long, retire, live off a pension.
No, yeah, same.
I really like how you was framing that.
Yeah, so I think what I was trying to explain is like I've worked hard physically, I've worked hard mentally, I've worked in watermelon fields, I worked at Burger King, I done worked at warehouses, security jobs. Like I done did a lot of different type of work. I think my goal is I never liked school. I think school did benefit me a lot, so I looked at it like a cost benefit analysis.
How you didn't like school, and you went to be a
Very
lawyer?
good question.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. I think it's very unfortunate that a lot of our life expectancies are based off, or your life results are based off what type of education you have, what type of formal education you have. Because there's geniuses everywhere. One of my mentors brings it up all the time that intellect is universal, but the resources to cultivate that aren't. There's a genius in Chicago. There's a genius in some gangway somewhere. There's a genius in the middle of some village somewhere that we don't know about. Now, do they have the resources? Do they have the best tutors in the world like some of the kids I went to school with? No. Can they make a phone call to a dean that they used to go to school with? No. But the intellect there, most definitely. So that's why I think that I just never liked the structure of school because you're taught in one way. Sit in the class, I'm a lecturer at you, you're going to read, you're going to come back. And we know that people learn different ways. Some people are visual learners. Some people have to get in the field and do it. So yeah, forgot what we was talking about too.
Okay, but keep going. I'm going to keep going. So what I was picking up on, I was sitting back talking about how America got it going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a conversation that struck me. The conversation was, I am in college, but I'm in reserves, ROTC, National Guard, something of that effect. And when I get out of school, I have to serve in a full-time
Yeah,
army for
they're
4
gonna get you.
years and reserve army for 8 years, right? I'm like, damn, the United States government, if they pay for them to go to school 4 years, the U.S. Army, the government owns them for the next 4 or 8 years. I thought, damn, that is so amazing, right? And then I started thinking about, like, my coworkers, how, like, they have to pay loans back for
It's
them to go to
capitalism.
the American college institution. They have to pay this loan back for the next 8 to 10 years. I'm like, damn, no matter how you try to make money in the government, it's like they taxing you from beginning to end. They own you for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, Uncle Sam gonna get his. I don't know how you. It's 1,000 ways to skin a
And is
cat.
that bad?
That joker
Is
been
that
dead
bad?
for over 1,000 years.
You say what?
That joker been dead
Uncle
for
Sam-
over 1,000 years.
Uncle Sam was alive and well, my brother. Uncle
He
Sam was
ain't
alive
dead.
and
He
well. He ain't
alive
dead
and
yet.
well,
He just
bro.
hit me for some taxes.
He
Hey, alive and well.
He hit everybody.
Alive and
man.
well.
He hit everybody.
But at the same time that he was hitting everybody, you talked about a time where, I ain't have no money. And when I ain't had no money, the American government came through and they gave me financial aid. They gave me this and they gave me that. So it kind of like, it evened out my thought. Like, I'm so mad about all the taxes that the American government collect. I'm like, man, I going to
Yeah.
college and I still owe them for the next 10 years. Like, is this really fair? But then, on the other hand, people that don't really have nothing, food stamps,
Yeah,
Section
yeah.
8, like, they also use that money for that too. And I got to give America credit for that part of the system. I
And
wish the healthcare was
I'm not gonna
better.
lie. I don't know if I can give America that credit. I think that's
Uh-oh.
specific to California and a couple other states to do that. So in California, and this is what I wish that I think I would have took school a lot more seriously if I knew that it was a viable option. When I was a kid, I thought it was football or I got to pay $100,000 for school. And I knew my people couldn't afford that, so it didn't seem realistic. So I didn't see the point of investing all this time into school when it's time to get there. I can't ask mom and pop for $100K. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there really are a lot of good programs, at least in California. I'm sure other states have them too, but you have to find them. Community college in California, free. That was my first 2 years. I transferred to UCLA. They have a blue and gold opportunity plan where if your parents make under $80,000, tuition free. I got a UCLA debt free. At Harvard Law School, I'm low income, so I got low income grants. That gave me about $48,000 a year. Harvard cost about $100,000 a year, so I still owe something. But that took a big chunk out of it and made it a lot more comfortable for me to pick up and move way to Cambridge, Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? So there are things out there, but like I said, back to the earlier point, it's kind of hard to open your mouth and ask or to look around because we are told it's normal to go to college and come out with $300K in debt, $60K in debt, $100K in debt. But there are ways to try to minimize that if you look around a little bit.
Damn. Yeah, I know your bill was high.
Yeah, I was fortunate, man.
Your bill was high.
I was extremely fortunate.
But, and that's what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
the bad part about
Yeah.
it. They got control of them for so many
Yeah.
years.
But
you know?
even like outside of like the school, like I was blessed enough that I did my interviews, my story was somewhat out there, and people just poured into me out of pure love. Who didn't want anything from me. People like so yeah.
Well, if they see you trying to do something positive, it's always somebody that's gonna help you. It's always because like I always tell him, you never know who watching. You never know. And this brother, for him, we don't have that many black lawyers in the first place.
I'm glad One Daddy Podcast got another one on their
Man,
team. I'm
you know
glad
what I'm
we
saying?
got a lawyer on our
Man.
team.
I think we like 2% of the population, seriously.
Seriously.
And black men
Seriously.
even lower. And black American men almost non-existent.
That's
Seriously.
why I say it was so powerful for you to go to his school and talk to those kids. Because what they seen standing in front of them, talking to them, it's unmatched.
It is.
It's unmatched.
It's a
dog.
resource that
You know,
a lot of students
Like
don't
this
get.
young brother can do it, so can I.
Yeah. That's
You know,
true.
because a lot of these kids, they feel as if, now don't get me wrong, because I'm always on the younger generation, on how they just be tearing shit up. But it's a lot of kids, the younger generation, it's a lot of them that's doing positive things, man. that's making it. Because a lot of our kids, they don't want to go punch a clock. They want to be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I have no problem.
And I have
Yeah.
no problem.
I have
with
no
that. I have
problem
no
with
problems
that.
with it.
Because work ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Punching the clock ain't for
Yeah,
everybody.
going to college is not for
It's
everybody.
right.
agree, I agree.
I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
I knew in high school, I'm like, shit, college ain't for
No,
me.
college can most definitely be a scam, especially
Yeah.
with how high they're charging for tuition in some of these
Yeah.
schools. It can most definitely
Exactly.
be a scam.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't got the old man Joe that's forgiving your
Yeah.
loans,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
You
saying?
in debt to
They
them
want to
for-
dog out old man
Yeah.
Joe, but old man Joe was erasing loans. You know what I'm
He
saying?
tried to.
He
Tried to.
tried
He
to.
did do that.
He tried.
Shout out Joe
He
Biden. He
erased
did
a lot
do
of
that.
He gave a lot of people another start on life, erasing them college loans, man. Because you paying $800-900 a month for 20 and 30 years. How could you that's unrealistic. Real talk. You can't afford that and all your other bills and stuff too.
I
Come on,
said
man.
It was a scam, man.
Yeah. So like I say, I think what you do.
That's why I think it's so dope that y'all doing this podcast. Cause I'm sure y'all have your own careers outside of this, but y'all said, man, I'm gonna carve out some time to follow something that feeds me. Not just feed your pockets, but feed your soul. You know what I'm saying? I could tell from the podcast I've seen, at least, it seemed like y'all get a lot out of this, man. So I just wanted to come and share some of the space with y'all.
Man, we
Definitely.
like I say, he the one who started it, and we know why he started it out of his pain, you know, and like I said, we childhood friends, man, and Greg, we can take it to another level. We can, you know,
just one step at a time.
Just one step at a time.
Southside,
And we be on here having fun.
I will
man.
tell you one.
outside.
I will tell you one negative about college and moving around and traveling and stuff like that, man. Like it's hard for me to get that intimate time with my really good back home friends. I've lost a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying, along the way, whether like my friend Peebo in prison or my friend Malik in prison or my friend Fatboy the gun violence. So when I like my good friends who are still out, my friend Maury, Chris, Wayne, these are my best friends my whole life. It's months at a time, years at a time I don't see them because I'm traveling around doing the lawyer stuff or caught up with school or just life getting in the way of things. So it was really refreshing to, you know what I'm saying, come to see your friends from childhood and y'all just kicking it in the middle of a rainstorm playing dominoes, you know what I'm saying? I was literally thinking like, man, I wonder am I going to be able to have these type of experiences with the life I chose where I'm moving around a lot, I'm on a different part of the country and things like that. Because while I've had some really dope experiences, at times they feel lonely without the people you started with sometimes, for sure.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think that take, you know, a lot of guts and that's courageous because even when we reached out, you know, honestly, to tell you the truth, people like, man, who is this guy? You know, who is this? So on and so forth and so forth. So I know it had to be like that for you on your end. Your girl probably telling you or your mom, your parents, your people
You gonna
that love
fly
you.
down there? You don't even know.
You don't even
You gonna fly down there and
know.
see
You
them,
know what I'm
what
saying?
But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I just been thinking like we really got one life while we here on Earth. So like you gotta just kind of do things when you feel it. So I think while my girl and my family and stuff, they probably was like, huh?
Yeah.
They also know, man, that's what he do. He be jumping up doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I went to Europe on a spontaneous trip back in the day.
Don't be a
All right, I
rough
know we're going to wrap it up, but I wanted to ask you just a couple of more things. I know I might be circling back, but as a black man walking into, I don't know how much, a lot of lawyers don't even have to walk in the courtrooms a lot of times. But when you walk into that room and you are a young black attorney, is the respect level there? Do you feel like you are respected, or do you have to work twice as hard to, you know, get your point across? How does that feel? You know, how long have you been a lawyer so far?
I've been a lawyer for about 1.5 years now. When I was in law school, I also did like family law and housing cases and stuff like that. But officially, like a full attorney for about 1.5 years. And I think as far as like confidence in the courtroom or just at the law firm in general, I think race obviously plays the roles, political agendas play a role, office politics, race, et cetera, et cetera. But when I'm in my mode, I can't think about that, bro. I gotta go, especially for our pro bono clients. If you depend on me to get your immigration status or you get your kid back, I ain't got time to think about what these people think about me. I'm in here fighting for you, and I'm trying my best to say whatever I gotta say to get my point across that you deserve proper representation and actual justice. So I think about those things more so in my alone time when I'm reflecting. But in the moment, though, I don't really feel it. I feel like I'm just in the middle of handling some business.
So what kind of lawyer are you? Like, what people that you represent?
Actually, right now, I work for a corporate law firm, so I do corporate litigation. That's what a lot of people do after law school to make money, to pay off the loan, save money, take care of the family, things like that.
Okay.
So I'm doing that right now. And then on the side, I do congressional investigations. And then for pro bono, I do some immigration, some death row cases. things like that.
Yeah, this brother's just talk, man. Oh man,
That's called respect.
that's
right?
man,
All right.
man.
One other thing, I know I said
No.
I know I said I wanted to wrap
Nah,
it
it's
up,
good. We
right,
good.
man?
Man,
You
we
know, I
good.
just vibing.
I'm
All
not.
right,
We
cool.
could be here all day.
So I
We gotta get him, man. We gotta
We
get
be here all
him.
day.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
you know,
I'm
'cause
trying to
he
interview
gonna
Greg
get
too.
back on the plane. Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, man.
I'm trying to interview Greg. It ain't gotta be
He
today.
do got something
It
for
ain't
me
gotta be
too,
today.
but he want to ask me some questions too.
Oh, man, shoot.
I told him okay. He done got on the plane, got a paid for a hotel room. Just come by with it. Yeah, you can ask me questions too. All right, but look, so just give me like I gave you like this almost so you to get the full experience, but an intimate look of Chicago. You know, South Side Wild Hunters. I have this image of L.A. If I could get like a in-depth, you know, I'm talking about the gang coach. I'm talking about
You
the
never
streets.
been to LA?
I have, but I haven't been like walking through the backyard, going to the little corner store to get. You know, I've been like in a tourist area.
It's a little
like,
different.
yeah,
It's
so
a little different. It's a little different.
You know,
I've been to LA
I
a
grew
couple
up
of times. It's a
NWA.
little
Okay,
different,
y'all
yeah.
talk to me. Easy, the Crips, the
What-
blood, like. well,
So I'm from Northern.
Okay, wait. Can I say one other thing?
Take your time. Take your time.
And that personal statement you read, you said something like, all my blocks are named after states. So as I'm growing up, like I feel like I've been halfway around the country walking 6 blocks, because this block is Illinois, this block is Indiana. I don't know, I'm throwing out, but just,
Yeah.
you know, that thought.
So I'm from Northern California. I'm from Stockton, California, the southwest of the city. So I'm from a neighborhood called Conway Homes. And literally, anybody from Stockton know, like in Conway, I grew up on Connecticut Street. When my house burned down, I moved to Houston Street. Then I moved back to Connecticut Street. Every street is like a Hawaii. It's a Hawaii Avenue. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Houston Street. It's a Connecticut. It's a Glendale. It's either a major city or a state. You know what I'm saying? So even as a kid, before I went anywhere, I felt like I was a world traveler. So I mentioned that in my personal statement to say, like, this is my experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with a very unique experience to this classroom, so hopefully y'all can see some benefit of that. And that's what I think diversity and equity and inclusion actually is. Not what Trump's talking about. That's just his disguise to say
Niggas.
black people ain't qualified.
Niggas.
Exactly.
Niggas.
Exactly.
That's dog.
That's the dog. That's the new dog whistle. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And the reality is
man.
bringing in new perspectives to a classroom. Like imagine somebody like you in a classroom, at a law classroom, who could speak to what actually happens when gun violence takes place in our community, with the actual effects of that. Most people in law school cannot attest to that or to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? And say you were a lawyer and you're representing somebody in court, you're coming with such a unique perspective that could help them and maybe persuade the judge in a way they haven't heard before. And that's what equity and diversity is actually supposed to be about. And that's what it is, you know what I'm saying, has been about so far.
Yeah.
And I heard, and just on the thing, I heard that, I don't even want to talk about Trump. Okay, man, I don't even want to go there. Any
you
final,
right.
any final thoughts, man? I really don't, because he said that the plane crash was caused by
He
DEI,
just,
and I was like, how the fuck
He just, you know what, man? To be honest with you, he always talking about how they is dividing this country. He's the biggest divider of them all. The bullshit that he runs is just pitiful, man. If you a leader, you gotta act like a leader. You're not a leader just for one culture. You're a leader for everybody. And that's not what he represents, man. So that DEI shit, man, come on.
And this is actual leadership. Y'all taking initiatives to try to give back to y'all community by
Right.
being vulnerable. We don't see a lot of black men being vulnerable on platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me and my dad, growing up, we didn't have those conversations. We're getting there now because we're both being more intentional. But growing up, we didn't have these type of conversations. And I think that's y'all way of actually leading the community. Of course, we could tell kids, don't do this, don't do that. But they're not really hearing us. But something like this, seeing men they respect, who are pillars in the community, who handle their business, be able to come on this platform and talk about grief and sadness and happiness and love and care and talking about crying and stuff like that. That's real leadership. So I
They
appreciate
see the
y'all.
soft side.
Yeah, I appreciate
Not
y'all being
always
leaders.
The hard side.
Yeah, because if
The
you
soft
know
side.
any of these kids, any of these YNs that y'all like to criminalize so much, y'all really know these kids. They're the same goofy, basketball playing, scared to talk to girls, little boys that we all know and love. You know what I'm saying? But we understand that life circumstances could happen, and life be life.
Life be lifing.
The insecurity of our kids is like really the heart and soul of what I'm trying to get. I don't know, the age limit that I'm really getting, but that's what I'm really hoping I get, because we all insecure. But when you was in the house, you was one way, but when you came outside, you put on that cape and you was put, don't fuck with me, put, you know what I'm saying? And I think all of us have that protection over us when we walk outside, so, people don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get a chance to really see that real person. And I think, like, if we can shoot into that, I don't even know what else I want to say.
Just tap into that comfort zone,
That you could just be you.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. But talk to me, man. What question you got for me, man? You flew out here. I know you can't wait to ask me something.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to, like I said today, I got to know you a little
used to
bit.
being on this side of the microphone.
Him asking you,
right?
The guest asking you
saying?
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before I ask some questions,
really
I'll tell y'all why I want to ask Greg questions.
Right,
like I said, I found Greg rambling on YouTube, went down a rabbit hole, watched a few videos. And I said, man, I'm going to find OG. So I hopped on Facebook. I met some of his friends.
I got texts from people like, man, this guy looking for you.
I'm
this
like,
guy looking for you. I got that.
I'm like, let me put my lawyer back to work and try to come see him soon. So, I just think, like I said, I think that Greg does a really good job of, like, showing his emotional intelligence and being vulnerable and trying to and be. I think he could explain very complicated feelings and emotions in a way that's very digestible that anybody can relate to who's lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have not lost a child. Lord, when I never do, I can't imagine what that feels like. I know my sisters have been through that. But even then, I could still relate to the pain you was talking about. And I understood the strength you had in different times in that interview with your son, friend, where at times where he was grieving, you was taking care of him. So I think I wanted to learn more about, what made you into that type of man. So where do you think you feel like your emotional intelligence come from? Do you think it came from grief? Do you think it came from experiences? Do you think it was installed into you? What do you think?
I have no idea. But basically, I can really say is just me. I really feel like walking through life with this guy walking next to me, like, always felt like, as he said, I was quiet. I wasn't a person that, like, ran from anything, because I really go towards the fire. I understand it, and I just wanted to deal with it instead of running from it. That's like my best answer. I'm not a runner. I'm not the person that's going to be rah, 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 but I'm not running from any situation. So I always felt like I had to stand my ground on 103rd Street in a way that I felt comfortable. And I dealt with whatever situation, whether it was being able to talk it out, whether it's me getting into a few fights that I've got into, it's just, I felt that I had to handle it. And basically, you told me words that today that I really didn't see it as. I just felt it as a way of me handling whatever situation came to me. Why you always laughing when I say an answer,
you said
man?
to fight it out. Hey, this cat ain't tell you. When we was in high school, me and this cat fought it out.
We did.
We had a fight.
We did.
We had a fight.
I did not know you was going to say this.
We got to know who won.
Why you got to bring this
I just play. It don't matter who won. But on a serious note, though.
I know you, buddy. You my man.
But not like even this, though.
Happened, but we didn't shoot each other.
But even this, though. But that's friendship, though.
That.
I don't see. I think, unfortunately, sometimes men do have to take it there physically. That's just... Unfortunately, because of our ego, toxic masculinity, whatever you want to call it, sometimes men do have to take to that aggression. That's fine, but let's just keep it at that. Yeah. I got friends I know and love that we done got down before, but they're my brothers.
Yeah, when we fought, I didn't think we was mad at each other. Shit, it was just...
Yeah.
What was it, bud? What was it, bud?
Greg was protecting his girl.
I'm protecting my girlfriend.
He was protecting his girlfriend. That's what it was.
I did. She came running in division. We don't even have the same division. Knock my teeth. I don't even know if we ever talked about this. Knock my tooth out.
And it was Dre who knocked her tooth out. It wasn't me.
What up, son?
Dre that's always starting shit. It was
But
Dre.
she blamed it on you, so now
look.
Now what I'm going to do? She running to me crying, What am I? I'm like, oh, shit, that's my friend. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
But unfortunately...
I just did what up. And you know what? You probably brought up a point. That's something we need to, like, get better with. We emotional people. You know what I'm saying? First thing was anger, not to talk to Putty and see what happened and talk to him. I'm doing what I think a 16, 17-year-old kid from 103rd should do, nigga.
But we
Don't
did
you
what? Hey, listen, we fought, but we lived to see another day.
Ain't nothing wrong with an ass whooping. Shout out Hadori, man. Me and Hadori fought twice. He was the big bad wolf. I beat Hadori up. We fought again. He beat me up. I needed that because it humbled me. You got sometimes as a man, it's good to get down and get up in there. I think a lot of these young dudes, because of the internet, because of guns and stuff, they never even lost a fight and realized, man, I'm still a man at the end of the day. I defended myself. I got up, and y'all still gonna respect that. They never been in a physical altercation because the first thing they doing is grabbing that pistol, and it's costing way too much. You know what I'm saying? It's costing way too much.
Yeah.
But even this though, like even y'all kicking back, reminiscing like this over these fond memories, I think people need to see this, especially young men, because a lot of us ain't gonna make it to y'all age, unfortunately, the way we living. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to y'all can look back on an old fight from 20 years ago and laugh about it. Because now these kids is dying about it, and it's just so sad to see. It's so sad to see.
At a rapid pace too, man. And it is sad.
Dying over nothing.
Over nothing.
And I thought we was about to wrap it up, but I got another question now.
We could be here all night. I ain't no rush. We be here all night.
Cool, you here, you up.
I flew into to Chicago.
I am. Yeah, he gonna say I can't stand that shit. That's what he gonna say. But I am a hip hop fan. I grew up off hip hop. So
Me as well.
just talking about us.
I like hip hop. It's the house music.
Oh, you not a house? How you not a house? I started to take you into a
head.
spot too. But okay, cool. I think I was talking about more of the younger rap though.
Oh no, not the younger. I don't
That's
understand
really
that
what I was talking
shit.
about.
Yeah, I
That's really what I was
understand
talking
that
about with him.
It's
Right.
a little aggressive. I understand.
It's way aggressive.
Yeah. And I think that
It's way
Chicago, you know, and well, no, because what I want to say, hip hop. How do you feel about the hip hop influence on our kids without me using too many words?
I don't know if I have enough of a formulated opinion where I can say this is exactly how I feel, but because I think hip hop has always been controversial. From jump, they said,
From
jump, they said, this is bad.
It was bad. We spent it on our head.
Exactly.
It was bad.
Then it got to the West Coast, and it really got a little more turned up because it was the first time we were documenting what was actually going on in our neighborhoods. We saying the police whooping our ass. We saying this going on.
That was
NWA,
right?
baby.
It was
I said you can say that on the radio. You can say that on tape. Like you can really say F them. You can really say gangsta bitch. I like, dang.
And I think at the time,
because it felt so real.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like I feel this. This is walking me through life.
and I think at the time it was very powerful because that was our first protest music for real, at least for the hood. That's the first time the hood said, "Oh, we got something for us." They talking about police brutality on the record now. So I think that hip hop has always kind of been a reflective of the consciousness of the black community. I think now it is getting a little aggressive, and I think that because
That's the drill music.
it's a lot easier to make
That's
music.
exactly what
I think
it
because what it is, right? There's always been violence as part of hip hop because there's violence in real life. So we're gonna document what's going on, right? And I'm okay with that. I think now though, because music is so easy to make, I can make a song about beating up Greg, make it a hit song. He my next door neighbor, even if Greg is not in a street like that, he gonna feel as a man, I gotta go do something. But they're doing that with people like dead friends, literally, who live around the corner.
Yep.
So that's making a direct impact on the crime. I think another role of that is like hip hop media. A lot of these social media sites, these podcasters, they're literally throwing gusts of wind and fire and on these beefs.
Yep.
Chicago specifically, if y'all ever get time, I don't even know. I'm gonna give this guy too much. I don't want to say his name. We'll talk about this later.
I definitely think that. I definitely believe that.
Well, I hate to cut you off.
Okay,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to really make this a point. This is me as an attorney. If you are out there doing any type of criminal activity, first stop.
Look in that camera.
First
and tell
stop.
them that.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand
go.
life be lifing. At the very least, please do not rap about it. Please do not put it on social media. These are actively involved in y'all cases. Even if they're not saying it's part of your cases, it's a part of your cases enough to. It's enough for it to be a rumor, and we can go look into you, and they might find something out. Please stop putting these events to y'all music and y'all social media pages at the very, very least. I've seen too many times when I'm in D.C., California. It's just, man, these little dudes is telling themselves. It's so sad as an attorney because at the very least what you do have is the right to shut up. So yeah, I just wanted to make that point.
That's a good point. That's a good point, brother.
And that was worth you
point.
putting your hand on my shoulder and saying stop.
Yeah.
No, that was worth it.
That's
Because
a good
that's the
point.
point. That's the
Because
point
that's
of me
real what
us
you
doing
just
this.
said. And coming from a lawyer, the guy that's in the courtroom on the other side, you can speak that real knowledge to them, man. And that's great.
I've seen people who like may have been wrapped up in a crime that maybe the streets knew about, but nobody knew about it I mean, the police weren't interested in it until YouTube got involved. Until now, the whole world know or have an inkling of what's going on. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting wrapped up for a big charge like that. It's unfortunate. So yeah.
Sound like dirt.
And I was just about to say that to one of our, I would say high-ranking hip-hop artists, Lil Durk. Like,
Durk.
you know what I'm saying? Like, me having a relationship with Herbie, I see G Herbo, I see the other side. I see this side. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the shit. Like, if you're from the outside looking in, you would say this street shit is stupid as fuck, which I hate that it's happening. But if you in it, you lived it, you understand the pain, the hurt. You understand why why these wars are going on, because it's so deep. It's decades deep.
And that's what we need to give our kids too, some grace, man. They growing up in war zones.
Give them some
you growing up in a war zone, you gonna naturally get to battle. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, so. I try my best not to judge, or because we all done things I'm sure that, could have ended up incarcerated or in a whole situation, or, you know what I'm saying? So I also try to extend grace to the kids, too, because I understand they're going through a lot, and the way the world developed, and they're going through stuff I can't relate to, and I'm not that much older than them.
Yeah, you just try to talk to them.
But yeah,
that's what I was about to ask. What does give them grace look like? Is it just talking to them? Because, I grew up in a thing where, pump, whoop, you get jump on your ass, you know what I'm saying? Which that shit worked a little while too, but I think it's changing a little bit, and I think that's why I wonder what does give them grace.
So when I say
like?
When I say give them grace, I think we still need to stay on our kids' ass. I don't mean whooping. Whatever you think staying on your kid's ass is for your personal household, that's for you. I'm saying more so like, yes, you still stay on them. You still lecture them. You still give them all that, but just give it more love. Sometimes we come from a judgmental point of view. Who wants to be judged, bro? I'm 16. I'm trying to be cool, whoopty whoop whoop, and now you yelling at me. I'm really not gonna listen to you. But if you like, look, I doing the same stuff you did, or my friend did, or whoopty whoop. I have a little sister, right? So very early on, do I want her having sex? I never want her having sex. I'm a big brother, but I'm also realistic. My sister's growing to a young woman at some point, if not already. She is going to have sex. So I had that sex talk with her very early. I'm still on her ass about you shouldn't be doing this with boys, that with boys. But I'm giving you grace saying, hey, I understand the way life go. You might do this, so at least make sure that you want to and that you safe. You get what I'm saying? I can you still going to do what you're going to do, regardless of what I say, but let me let you know that if you mess up, you don't have to hide it. You can come to me and I can help you out. I think that's where a lot of kids mess up at. They don't got nobody to go run to for help.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I think, like, our kids, my son, I wish that they look at each other, these 20-year-old boys look at each other and give each other grace. Why is it so easy for you to shoot him? Why is it so easy for you to kill him like that?
What they so angry about? Why are they so angry?
Man, there's a lot of reasons
I know, but see, that's what you got to tap into. You got to tap into that on why they.
But even that, but that's grace too, though. That's grace because the judge don't want to hear that.
Right.
The people don't want to hear that. So if they don't care, who gonna? It got to be y'all. It got to be y'all to be like, man, what's really going on with you, bro? Just last year you was hooping. Why you in the streets now? A lot of times it's, man, they got my brother. Man, they made a song about it. It's a hit song now. I got to do this,
Some trigger them.
That's something we definitely got to give each other some grace.
Grace.
Give each other grace. Which one, my camera? Give each other grace. Give us grace. Give us grace. We don't want no more parents feeling like I feel. Put done got shot. Put son done got shot. Fat boy done got killed. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. I don't know how it's going to start, but hopefully this podcast will just touch one person.
I do have a question. Do you feel like the podcast?
You got more than one question, don't you?
Yeah, like I said, we might be here all night. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we can be here all night.
I know Auntie like, okay.
I guess my last question is, how was it losing a child? I think, like I said, sometimes in black families, it's hard to have these conversations. So even though I love both my sisters, I don't know if I ever sat down and asked them that question because it's hard to. And these are my sisters, so I don't know. For some reason, I just haven't asked them that. And it came across me now because I just never asked that question before. How was that for you?
Losing a child?
Yes, sir.
Shit. I don't know if I can go deep enough. I don't know if
It's your microphone, man, so we can hear you,
man. Losing
we
a
here
child,
with you too.
Damn. I don't know if it's words to describe me losing. Damn. It's a pain that, damn. Damn.
I think that's a perfect answer. Are there words to describe pain like that?
I don't know if I'm gonna answer your question, but I remember sitting in the standing, not sitting. We were standing in the kitchen. It was Thanksgiving. You know, food cooking, Dorothy cooking food, and I asked my son, "Would somebody want to kill you?" He was just laying back chilling, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Shit." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "I don't know. It could just be from what somebody else did." Like, I feel like my son died because his friends was a group called No Limit. And it's nothing that Greg crossed the bridge, jumped the river to get into. But if you really understand something that might not make sense to a lot of people, and it's a lot of things that could have happened, but from where we're from, it's like, it's just a gravitational pull. That's just where he's from. Like, they was just regular kids. You know, Herbie happened to get popular, but, you know, that was where they grew up at, you know. So, and I'm relating that to back in the 90s, which I probably shouldn't did. I was like, okay, I know my son well enough. I don't know everything that he's doing, but I know that he's not out here killing nobody. I know he's not out here robbing nobody, cheating nobody. It's like, so I'm like, he pretty much, you know, in my brain, safe. You know what I'm saying? If he go out and do stupid shit, then I know something can happen, but I know, like, how he move. You know, he just with his kids all the time, up under them and with his lady, you know. So if I had hindsight when he told me that, yeah, somebody would try, and I can't say that I didn't try to, I did try before, you know, when he was in high school, so before they got super, super popular, right? Come on, let's go to college, Dad. You know what? If I go to college, I'm really going to waste your money. I'm not going to do college. College was not for him. So Greg, you know, was like the worst weed seller. He tried to hustle. Goddamn, that boy tried to sell fucking weed, bro. Every motherfucking time I look up, they locking his ass up for some weed. And when I tell you, man, this dude kept fucking weed, bro. Like his whole
And now they got dispensaries.
And now they locked
that look
him up.
that look like Apple
stores. They giving him
stores.
hell for this shit, bro. They giving him hell for this.
I know.
And now this shit is fucking.
It be Apple stores with weed.
This was his hustle. I'm just gonna, you know, sell weed, and so, you know, I knew that's what he did, things like that. But when I got the call from Shanaira that you need to get to the hospital, Greg been shot, I'm like, what the fuck? And then when I get to the hospital, they tell me that he's been shot in the face. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, Greg probably like lost one eye, you know, but he gonna be okay. You know, we just have to deal with it, you know. But then when the social worker pulled me into the room, and my family members that was with me, and as soon as the first words came, I forgot it's something to the fact of, you know, we tried everything. Like, I didn't even want to hear no more. I just knew it. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of like walked out, and it was just a feeling of emptiness, sadness, failure, weak, just all these terrible, the most terrible feelings that you can feel that would never, ever, ever, ever go away is the feeling that you carry with you forever. And you try to find some way to compartmentalize those feelings and still go on with your life. That's what, I don't even know if I really answered the question.
I think you did. I don't know there is a way to answer a question like that. I think you answered the best you could.
Well, you got more. I've never heard him talk about it. I've never heard him talk about it. I've never asked him.
hard too.
So for you to get that out of him, it's powerful. I've never heard Greg talk about it. We know what happened, but I've never heard him talk about it in detail.
Yeah.
And you can see when he talks about it, he's still fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my baby, man.
You know, we was at a Bulls game last year. Took me to the Bulls game with me, and
That's my friend name. That's my girl.
one of my girls' nieces had his son picture on her phone.
And she was
And
like,
she-
that's great.
She said, "That's Greg's daddy." I said, "Damn, you know Greg?" She was like, when she whipped out her
You know the
phone,
world be small.
she took a picture of him on her phone.
Yeah.
I told her then because I knew how he would respond. I'm like, "Hey, don't show him that."
Yeah.
But she showed him that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he was fucked up the whole second half of the game.
She told me how much love she had for Greg and how much she loved
So-
her family, man. I never,
I
yeah.
mean, he was, you never know. His spirit was just so warm with them. You just.
Can I say something?
When I
Of course. This your show. This your show. I'm the guest.
Yeah, but you know.
It's y'all running the show. I'm just kicking it.
Damn, I forgot my fucking. Oh, so my thought was, but you know what? Just as much as I enjoy hearing how beautiful he was to people, it is hard, but it's gonna be crazy. Like, I always looked for, why did y'all kill him? Tell me the bad stuff.
Try to justify
Tell me
it.
that he did kill somebody. Tell me he did rob somebody. Tell me he did.
But that's
I
what.
never, like, even I looked on the internet, because I ain't really know too much. I'm just on the internet trying to find out, what did Greg do? What did he hide from me that I really didn't know? And I never really saw anything. I saw a couple of people, like, glad he was dead. That was the big, I heard, shit like that hurt my feelings, you know what I'm saying? But I never heard, well, that's what Greg get because he did that. You know what I'm saying? And I find, I don't know if the word is called solace in that. And I'm glad that he is basically, and I know he wasn't perfect, but
Yeah.
I knew he didn't go out and he just, to me, got killed because he was a good friend. He was click with no limit, and that's why they killed him.
You're right. I did have two more questions.
I know you had more than one.
Number one, I really appreciate you giving me that answer, man. For real. I know that must have been hard for you. I really appreciate that. But that goes into my second question. I was wondering, cause I know you, like I said, the first thing I seen was your first episode where you were saying you started this podcast as a way to like maybe feel better or grieve. And I was wondering, man, like, because you spend a lot of time, reflecting on your son, do you feel like it makes you feel a little better? Or do you feel like sometimes like, man, it almost makes you feel worse? Because that's the thing too. I always want to ask you.
What's the question again?
I know that you started this podcast as a way to feel better or, maybe heal a little bit. Do you feel like it's been doing more healing or more harm to always be in this reflective space sometimes?
I just talked to Putt about this too. Because Putt helped inspire me to do this for season 3. Because he called me like,
Season 2, season 3. You right. Go ahead.
Okay, so like after season 2 was over, you get out of this mode, and because when I'm here, and it's like a good thing because I get to talk about them, but it's a sad thing because I'm talking about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that give and take space. So when it comes around to January, and I know I'm about to start shooting again, I got to get in a mode that I run from. So, like, in the beginning, it was, like, really helpful. Like, okay, I get to talk about it, but then it's also interchangeable. Like, okay, now I got to get into that space. And so it'd be like a give and take if I answered that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
I never, even when I called you for about season 3, I didn't know January had so much pain in it.
Yeah, that's what made me want to do it, man.
Yeah, I just didn't know. But like I say, this is the first time that I really heard you go deep into it. I'm learning some excellent questions, man. Cause I've
That's that lawyer, man.
yeah, that's that lawyer.
Hey,
That's the
y'all
lawyer
hire
thing.
Harold Grigsby. You know what I'm saying?
And then my last thing is it's not
All right.
it's not really
Last one.
it's not really a question.
We get up. We gonna go kick it.
It's not really a question. It's more of a statement.
right.
Like I said, I just wanted to again thank y'all for letting me come down, experience y'all space, experience Chicago, experience your people, experience your barbershop. I appreciate you opening up. I know it's hard to sometimes. I appreciate you being there for him as he opened up. You gave him a lot of comfort. I think that made him feel better. Emotional intelligence. So yeah, man, I just want to thank y'all, man. And I think one thing you touched on, I want to circle back to is that again, things are multifaceted, right? Like you understand that your son may have been caught up because of some of his friends, but I could tell you also have a lot of love for those same friends. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody outside looking in, they might not be understand that, but I'm glad that you have come to peace with that, and you know that that you got a lot of love for them boys too, and showing them some grace. Because you could have easily been like, you know. So I'm proud of you for that, man. It must have been hard. I respect that.
Action
Greg
Jackson,
friends,
baby.
look out for me, man. They still call, check
Yeah.
on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
They do.
Man.
They just as hurt, you know, too, from my perspective. You know, they're just as hurt, too.
Oh yeah, they hurt.
You know,
They
I
hurt.
really feel the love for them, and I appreciate you all for that. Definitely.
That's all love.
And they look out for the grandkids, too. Yeah, they still look out for Amari. And
That's
Masai.
love. That's
Definitely.
love. That's
good,
love.
man.
They definitely do. They showing up
Good.
at birthday parties, you know what I'm saying, in whatever way they can help.
And I think that shows how great of a person your son was, because a lot of people don't get that love once
Always
they're
tell
gone.
them that.
A lot of people don't get that
Always
love.
tell 'em that.
I don't care what type of notoriety you have in your neighborhood. Once you gone, you out of sight, you out of mind, man. So that's good. They still showing him love. That speaks to the impact he had on them.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you. Little Greg Friends, Carnegie, Hyde Park, No Limit, all Please, but Daddy's Podcast.
Appreciate y'all having me.
baby.
Come to Chicago.
Appreciate y'all having
Yeah,
me.
man, my
Y'all got to
man,
put the Cali.
baby.
Oh, one more thing. Look,
Alright.
if I ever do a podcast in 10, 20 years, don't let me be bougie. I'm bringing y'all on
Man,
in my first
niggas-
episode. For real, I got to. 'Cause y'all
We
really inspired me.
appreciate it too.
Oh, for real. I
definitely.
owe y'all that for
Appreciate
real.
it, man.
Eternal Harold
We
Grigsby,
appreciate
thanks
it.
for coming on.
It's all
Thank you,
love.
Mr.
Appreciate y'all having
Mr.
me.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The young lawyer.
Peace.
Peace, baby. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Tryna take it to the box, you tryna take a quick. My lawyer said that if you lose, he'll wait a fee. Food court was overcrowded, had to play the streets. Every time you needed a bond, your moms came to me. Blow Alexander McQueen's for the bunions. I'm cut from something different, really bleeding this circumference. Kel used to tell me that a bundle bring abundance. We was doing 215, kinda reluctant. Mama know I'm hustling, can't say nothing.
Harvard. We went to Garvey, he went to Harvard.